At the World Youth Day in Rio, Pope Francis said to the young people there, he said, faith is not a banana smoothie. He said, please do not put your faith in Jesus Christ in a blender. You can have an orange smoothie, an apple smoothie, a banana smoothie, but please do not gulp down a faith shake. Faith is a whole. You can't mix it in a blender. And of course he went on then to explain what he meant by that, but of course it was a way of catching the attention of the young people. But anyway, in an interview with Father Antonio Spadaro, he's a fellow Jesuit, Francis gave an insight into his own faith. He said, faith is a journey, it's a history. God did not reveal himself by dictating abstract truths, but by acting in human history. The response of faith is historical. That is, it must be renewed and refreshed again and again and again in our lives. It's like food and drink, you know, and we're being exhorted, say, during the heat wave to drink more, right? You know, we need to. And it's like renewing our faith. You know, we do it each and every day, often perhaps unconsciously, when we get out of bed and we kneel down and make the morning offering, and, you know, with the sign of the cross, you know, we're renewing that faith all the time. It's like a nourishment, really. Even as Francis said, even when doubts come into our lives, you know, he's meant to say we can be, you know, caught by, but it's again to constantly renew and be refreshed. And similarly he said, just as individual doctrines must be situated within the faith as a whole, so individual faith must be situated within a community. Now, Francis' point here is exactly what Paul is on about to the Galatian community in regard to the fruits of the Spirit. He's saying it has to be seen in the community. Like people coming in before we started, when we were here at prayer and praise, they could see, well, we know what side these people are on, you know, by that exuberance that you were showing. And see, that was all like renewing and refreshing our faith, our belief in God and through song and worship. So he goes to say that he said in Lumen Gentium, now that's paragraph 12, now that's one of the council documents, the Vatican Council. His favourite appellation, so this is Pope Francis, that of speaking about the people of God, the holy people of God. He said, through their discernment in matters of faith, the holy people of God adheres unwaveringly to the faith given once and for all to the saints, penetrates it more deeply with right thinking, and applies it more fully in its life. Pope Francis said, in the history of salvation, God saved a people. No one has complete identity apart from a people. No one is saved on his or her own as an isolated individual. Rather, God draws us to himself by considering the network of interpersonal relationships that form the human community. God, he says, enters into a popular dynamic. So we live in an age which extols individualism and personal autonomy, but what he's saying there, we are, you know, saved within a people, you know. I think it was a French theologian who said that when we appear before God, he'll say to us, who have you brought with you? That's a good understanding about what I was talking about yesterday about evangelization, doing it with joy, you know, that people are attracted by a person's joyful faith. But it's this sense that, you know, we are called into community. And Francis suggests that the effective dimension of faith can only be developed within a community. I think it's where we find faith. Just as we, were nurtured in our own families and grew, so we are nurtured within a community of faith. And then he said, if you want to know who Mary is, ask the theologians. If you want to know how to love her, ask the people. Now I thought that's a very good insight. He has this lovely sort of theological bit, and then he says, but look at how it's practiced among the people. Go and ask the people about how do you love Mary, and how do you love God, and all the rest of it, and he's referring to his own Argentinian church there, probably, and its culture. So as we think of this faith and fidelity, sisters and brothers of Christ, as a fruit of the Spirit, Pope Francis' concern about faith being situated within the community of faith is very much the whole tenor of St. Paul writing to the Galatians. Remember, he's always saying that with all the fruits of the Holy Spirit, it is not so much about the individual and the fruits, but about the whole community showing these fruits that will be such witness and an attraction to others.